He walked a path. It was seen but not brought to light. The blind man prioritized himself. He was weak, but he wouldn't admit it was all a waiting game. People had enough. It was forgiven, but for many not forgotten. It was a matter of survival. A deserted island in the middle of the sea, a planted vineyard and a tree. Ramification planted in a watered spring, an intrusion made by another king. War sounded loud in his ears though, and he longed for the beauty and the sound of a river flow. A little further down the river he had to make a choice, a right standing decision or a sharp noise. They built a wall around him, just to later abandon. But then it came to mind, his name wasn't Brandon, it was lamed. And the only thing he felt he truly needed was a shed. A shed for the wind not to spread, and a kind hand offering him bread. What sins did he commit to end up there? He didn't do nothing, it was just time and space. And on the earth's face he sat in place. What was set in stone was now written in rubble, as his friends were there only in spirit. But in his mind it was law that there was something to inherit, a teaching about. Hence a truth so cold, not reflecting the light. So why were they there and not with him? Without sight, past renewed and bosoms tight. For the flums worthy, not comprehensible despite. The burden lightens when forgiveness of sins comes into play. But would that include a heterosexual becoming gay? As ground standing on top we build, society is such, but unfulfilled. Just as woman and man are together tight, from dust taken and a foundation. We must respect the depths below, or we can easily into darkness flow. The basics of humanity will always be, and cannot get changed unless we make huge sacrifices, but for whom? A person that don't know you or your groom. A pasture or a stroll past the leaves full of bad summer rain and despair. The witnesses know to repair their life once to them fair. Yo, see Taka man for herself or a barber beard cut off due to dandruff, aka flakes on a pirate eating cakes. Caps on my fellow brothers for the sake of our forefathers. Crazed beggar, the luminous slapstick, the feeling of a cheat coming from the outside into the light on a K-fool's wick. Pet shop boys as we see the soil coming from above, as all things are foul. But that won't cause himself to remove the shore from a head once he'd been given cred. A dream so cold, but as both once, we can never really know. Water rests down from heaven and bread formed as cakes called leaving. In it we feel our thoughts once and will in practice come to play. If we choose to oblige by laws of nature, not a mere lecture. Beard grows breezy as the wind blows, rain falls and flute sound. It came to mind, a thought never heard of before. Whispering voices, a waterfall in the horizon, and a claim of something light. And as it removed his fear, he gained sight. His eyes were blinking, flattered by dewdrops, painted by crowds of thunderous and flying crops. It was the beginning of something new, a masterpiece for some, but a lost hope for the unforetold. You see that for it could not possibly be by circumstance greed. Cannon low, throwing up, yo, not by mocking birds, but over clouds and farther away towards galaxies and stars. Like when ice cream melts in your mouth and the feeling of holding it tight. Swallowing like a swallow in the wing of the wing string, painted all over your chin. A chef loading a duck smeared on top of a comb, sweater than honey. So for haven's sake, don't just do it for money. On top of that lies a mountain in gloom, and mushrooms covered with prickles just like in Looney Tunes. A race made of beauty and a race for life, struggle therein thus with a price. Don't sacrifice all when hope is not lost. Only draw a draw when your final drawer is opening somebody's drawer. Finding some panties can be done many ways, but if you now wear them, then don't flee the paint. Because then you will run for the rest of your life like a donkey with a carrot hanging in front of his mouth. extinguish the fire and burst from the open. A sky never clearer and a dust for the bearer. Conclusions suppose and conclusions propose that you and I will forever compose a novel so great that mankind won't stand. The brand made by Brandon and a man made of iron. Lame's final wish after watching a fight. With his own fists as remotes and an experience he didn't knew exist. The darkness came back with stars on his head. Confusion kicked in as he woke up in his old shed. Blind again but with a chance now lost. This time he only had himself to blame for the cost. He wrinkled his face to show his teeth, to bypassing pedestrians who saw the remise. Double trouble or mad hobble, it's a choice for each prominent, not the wise one holding a shovel. Olay.